Should be good. Should be good to go.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our first annual live stream of the NFL Draft. It is me, Scott Steen, with winnersandwhiners.com, joined right up there, like the Brady Bunch. You guys probably aren't seeing it that way, but it's Scott Reichel. He's of winnersandwhiners.com as well. Scott, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. I was just testing out the audio, making sure it's coming through on YouTube, and it is. Seems like we're on, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to work out. And yeah, I have to see the comment section on YouTube, so if anyone wants to comment, more than welcome to. I'll read off the questions. And yeah, I believe we're a couple minutes away from the start of the draft, which means we have another 10 minutes to kill before they announce Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars for some reason. Has that ever bothered you?
Is the time, you mean the how long it takes them to make their first pick?
They've had about 4 months to figure it out. There's about 10 on the clock. They really just can't go straight to the second pick in the draft?
Yeah, I was listening to Follow the Money today, those guys over at VSiN, and they were talking about putting up a prop about how long it would take the over-under until they had their pick submitted, until they turned their card in.
I would have taken whatever the under was. I would have taken the under.
You take the under? You think it's going to be quick?
Oh, no. Well, under. I wasn't sure if you meant the amount of time to make the pick or the amount of time left on the clock.
No, the amount of time to make the pick.
Over.
They were setting it like at 5 minutes, like halfway through.
Over. Easy over.
You take the over there?
Yeah. They always leave like 2 or 3 minutes on the clock just for no reason, apparently. And yeah, I don't really know why, but that's how it works out. So.
Well, and then, of course, he wanted some exotics, too, like whether it would be longer than 9 minutes or shorter than 2 minutes, stuff like that. So
I kind of wanted a prop on how many names Goodell would mispronounce during the first round, but I don't think they'd give you that prop.
I like that. I like that. And they don't start the draft with the national anthem?
Truth is, I actually don't recall. I would assume that they do. I think they have to, because didn't we talk about the props with the dress?
I thought that was I didn't. Was that the national anthem? I thought it was a sideline reporter or
a sideline reporter when there's no sideline.
Well, I thought it was. Yeah, that's their normal gig. I thought it was one of the NFL sideline reporters for ESPN.
Could be. I don't know, but either way,
I didn't recognize the name.
You throw in a couple of hyphens in there and a couple of interesting first names, and Goodell's going to make a mess of it. So I would have taken the over on mispronunciation.
You don't think he's practiced like 50 names for this round?
Every now and then the Raiders take a guy projected to go in the third round, and you get caught off guard.
Nobody saw that coming.
But
they no longer have the color of dress up. By the way, I took green. I did not play it, but it was like, I think green was like plus 140.
I was feeling gold, but that's just because why not?
Now, if we only could remember her name, whether we seem to have it narrowed down to whether she's a sideline reporter or whether she's going to be singing the national anthem.
It's one of the two.
Scott, this is the advantage of doing it live. If anybody out there knows the answer, put it in the comment section. Tell us who this. It was a double M, right? Was that right?
I think so. The truth is, I didn't really factor it in. It's one of those props that you only take if you're bored. It's like, for example, when you try to find out how long the national anthem is going to be or what the dress she's going to wear, you can tell if you're going to win within the first 2 seconds. So at that point, if you lose, you're probably going to be throwing something anyway. So I don't know if it really matters,
So let's talk about this third pick. Let's talk about the Niners pick real quick. It spiked earlier in the day as high as minus 190 for Trey Lance on BetOnline. It's down to minus 155. Mac Jones plus 165 seems to be a 2-horse race at that point. Kyle Pitts and Justin Fields have the same price on them to go to the Niners.
Mm-hmm. I think Fields, is safe to say, doesn't have much of a shot.
They're both plus 600, so that's a little lower than I would have thought. But so, do you think is this just smoke on top of smoke and air on top of air with Trey Lance spiking earlier in the day, now going back down? Does anybody know anything, Scott?
Well, I believe that the answer that we talked about on the radio station was that nobody knows anything. They're going to pretend they know a lot of stuff. So it's kind of one of those guessing games where if you throw in a bunch of different opinions, somebody's going to be right. So, you just get your name in the hat there. If you look good on your last prediction, people think you're a genius. And if you are wrong, people will probably forget about it within the next, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Well, if you have Twitter, you'll know who got their prediction right because they'll let you know within seconds of that pick being made.
Even whoever's wrong, because you do have the Freezing Cold Takes page on Twitter, which just retweets all the awful draft calls over the last couple of years. Phenomenal follow, by the way. I don't know if you follow them on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, on Twitter. But they're gonna post about some players and some media guys who got them really, really wrong when it comes to predictions. But for the most part, nobody really cares.
Yeah, fair enough.
They were circling so many old takes from like 2009, 2012. People calling Mahomes terrible. People calling, I think it was Skip Bayless who said that Bryce Petty was the sleeper of the draft for the Jets or something like that. Like, you just go down the line. It's not pretty. It's really just not.
It was definitely a sleeper.
Like DeShone Kizer talking about how he has the arm strength to match Mahomes and he's like ready to tear up the league. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. All right.
I'm sorry, who?
Correct. But, it's one of those where you got to have some confidence, and some media guys have too much confidence, and they get put on blast for, once again, about 10 minutes before it falls down the Twitter feed and you don't see it again.
Where's the expert like they have for the NCAA tournament? Where's the guy that calls them all? Where's the Joe Lunardi of the draft, Scott?
I think that person's Mel Kiper.
But he's just more kind of self-appointed, isn't he?
He's a self-appointed guy who probably wouldn't have had the career if he actually had a hobby. But, he goes through the NFL draft every year for the last 30 years or so? Something like that. You have him. He used to do it by himself. Then they got McShay involved because they wanted somebody to kind of play off of Kiper. I don't know if McShay's ever actually right about anything. Most people just only pay attention to Kiper. I mean, they used to have both of them on TV all the time, and they would argue about why they like this player instead of this player and whatever. But I don't think anybody on the planet actually takes McShay's word more than Kiper. And I don't even know how often Kiper's right.
Well, they used to talk about being wrong. They used to have Mike Mayock on the NFL Network.
And now he's an actual GM.
Just easy. I will tell you that he brings the same skill level to his job of GM as he brought to an analyst on the.
Now, some people don't think he has any actual power. Some people think that he actually is just a person who listens to Gruden. I don't really buy that. I think that it might be a little bit codependent on each other, but I don't think Gruden makes all the shots and that Mayock does nothing. I just don't see that, because if it was the case, wouldn't they have also just made Gruden the GM? That's how I look at it.
You don't think Bolcutt calls all the shots? You don't think Shemp calls the shots?
Maybe a little, but I do think that Mayock has more say than people think. But it's not a good thing because the track record has been awful so far during their tenure. But we actually got a question in the draft. It's a very specific question, but somebody did ask if we think that Slater could go before Sewell. I know Slater has been kind of shooting up some draft boards lately. Sewell has kind of stayed pat. Some rumors that he might be dropping a little bit. Everyone knows, of course, that he was the phenomenal tackle out of Oregon before taking the year off. What do you think? I think Slater maybe based on hype, but I think Sewell's the best offensive lineman in the draft.
Yeah, if you wanted, I mean, the odds are enticing. Well, not for Sewell. It's minus 900 for Sewell. I want no part of that. But if you wanted to take a spin with Slater, plus 500, it's possible, but I don't see it. I think Sewell has it locked up. And what do you think, Scott?
That's how I look at it. You look at Sewell, and they throw around the most dangerous words when it comes to prospects, can't miss, which I heard around him for a while. Of course, he was supposed to be a top 5, top 10 pick no matter what. Took the year off, opted out. But from what I've heard, there's really no flaws with this guy. And I don't even mean just on the field. I mean also character-wise.
I've heard he can't dance.
I can't dance either, so that's fine. But you're just looking at the situation. It seems like Sewell is supposed to be the guy. And usually in every draft, you have one premier tackle. And I'm not saying that Slater's not going to be that guy, but it seems like most of the front offices, maybe 95% or more, think that Sewell's the guy. So I'm just going to assume Sewell's going to be taken first.
I agree. I agree with that. If you wanted to put a little pizza money on Slater and maybe things would break that way, then possibly. But
you hope for a Tunsil news thing where you find out he's got a what is it, a bong mask?
Yeah, he needs. Sewell needs those bong mask pictures to show up pretty damn fast.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that you have to wonder with this draft, since we're talking about the offensive lineman, where is Sewell going to go? Because there has been a lot of rumors about Jamar Chase going to Cincinnati. If you looked at what he was wearing tonight, he was wearing basically Cincinnati Bengals colored shoes, I believe. So it seems like he kind of believes he's going to Cincinnati. Don't get me wrong, I know that Chase is a phenomenal wide receiver, and I know that he played with Burrow in college. I feel like Cincinnati should go offensive lineman, right? After their starting quarterback literally died last year.
Well, he didn't literally die, but
no, I figuratively died. I know. I'm saying that for fantasy owners, no, he actually died. But looking at the team, Burrow, we both really like. We think Burrow's very good. Of course, another weapon helps because they did lose AJ Green, but that offensive line was awful last year. You got to try something, right?
Yeah, and I know that Cincinnati worships Anthony Munoz up there. So they appreciate tackles. They appreciate the job that they do. I think if they did end up drafting a tackle, I think that they would have a good run of it there in Cincinnati. I mean, to me, Scott, it doesn't even seem like it's that hard of a decision. I mean, how does it help to have great receivers? You know, if you don't have your number one quarterback, throw it to him. If you got Brandon Allen or Kyle Shermer throwing the football, how does that help you?
Don't disrespect Ryan Finley. Don't disrespect Ryan Finley around here. But
he's not even on the roster right now.
It's a damn shame. They had something there for that one glorious Monday night win against Pittsburgh.
That was something.
That's what I'm saying. It also depends on how you want to look at making up your roster, because a lot of people talk about the flashy pieces. You have the great wide receiver, the great running back. Of course, quarterback's the most important position, but that's a separate story. People always seem to forget football's won in the trenches. And if you're going up against Pittsburgh, I know that Dupree's gone, but you still have TJ Watt, who some people think should have won Defensive Player of the Year. Pittsburgh still has a great pass rush. Baltimore's pass rush is also very good. And Cleveland's pass rush with Clowney now, we both don't like Clowney, but you still have Myles Garrett there.
Yeah, it was still pretty good last year.
If you don't get an offensive lineman, Burrow might not make it past week 6.
No, that's true.
And you added an extra game to the season. So you really need a good offensive lineman, because if Burrow gets injured, it's curtains. Season's over.
Any chance that they go Slater there?
I think there's a chance. I'm not going to go ahead and say that there's no
chance. There's a chance.
I'm not going to go out and say that the Bengals have no chance to take Slater, but I do think if they're going to take an offensive lineman, doesn't it kind of seem like Sewell's the guy? But I think they're going to go Chase. I think at the end of the day, they're going to chase see what I did there? Using Chase as a verb and as a, as his name.
You might want to save some of those gems, buddy. We got a long broadcast here. Might have to,
but the way that I see it is that I think they're going to be too distracted by the reunion of Chase and Burrow in college, and I think they're just going to end up getting blinded by it. So I think they're going to take Chase. Should they? Probably not. But I do think Chase is a phenomenal wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Cincinnati should not take him because I think Chase is going to be a bust. I think Chase is a phenomenal wide receiver. I think he's eventually going to be a top 10 receiver in the league. I'm that high on him. But the issue is, what's the point of having a great wide receiver if the quarterback's on the ground after 2.5 seconds?
Hard to throw off your back. It really is.
You can tell that to Pat Mahomes, who was running for his life the entire Super Bowl.
By the way, just for any of you that may have had action on it, Lawrence is not wearing a tie.
I told you he wouldn't wear a tie.
No tie.
Does he even have a full button shirt, or is he wearing like a polo?
Sport jacket, t-shirt.
I kind of like it.
It's not a bad look.
I thought, because I saw that in one of the pre-draft interviews or whatever, he was wearing basically what I'm wearing, which is just a regular polo shirt. I thought there was no chance he was wearing a suit. I just didn't see it happening.
No chance. No chance.
What's the point of wearing a suit so you can wear it for 5 minutes and then take it off and then not watch the rest of the draft?
Yeah.
I don't get what the point of the camera crew is there. I get that you have to talk to Lawrence after he gets pick number 1. What do? You pack it up 5 minutes into the draft and go home? You're not going to stay in Lawrence's house for 3 hours.
No, they're not. They're
You should say, all right, how you feeling? Feels great. Did you know you're going to be taken? Yeah, they told me 5 months ago. All right, cool. I'll see you in a couple of months.
I had no idea. Did you in your wildest dreams, did you ever envision this happening? Well, let's see. I was the number 1 quarterback coming out of the high school. I was a national champion in college, and then the number 1 quarterback coming out of college. Yeah, I had an inkling. I thought there was a shot.
It's one of those situations where ESPN's going to want to get first dibs on what the guy has to say. And I'm sure he doesn't have much to say because he's known where he's been going for the last 4 months.
I don't even know how I haven't seen many interviews with him. Is he any good at all with doing the media dance?
Does he need to be in Jacksonville?
Well, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice.
I really don't know much about Lawrence personality-wise besides the fact that he's engaged and that he had a temper tantrum playing, was it intramural basketball in college that one time?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was either dodgeball or basketball. I think it was basketball. He got ejected for a game because he flagrant fouled some guy or something, which is really funny because you're just imagining a bunch of people like me playing intramural basketball, and you just see the 6'6", 220 guy coming down the lane. And I'm not even sure what you're supposed to do in the situation. If you are guarding Trevor Lawrence and he's trying to pick a fight with you and you're in Clemson, if you injure Trevor Lawrence, they're gonna throw you in the lake.
There's no good outcome there.
No, you run. You run away, and then you potentially ask for an autograph, and that's basically all you got to do.
You start heading over to the student union and checking out the intramural sign-up list for bowling.
You either do that, or you meet up with your college advisor and ask to transfer, because you got to pick one of the two. That's all I really know about Lawrence. As far as I know, it doesn't seem like the media hates him, so that's a good start. I don't think he has any red flags like a Ryan Leaf situation where he's talking about partying all the time, anything like that.
No, he's very upfront on the stuff that I've read. He's very upfront about being a fine Christian young.
I was going to say his family's pretty religious, so as far as I know, the media would probably love him as a result. But no, I don't really have much to add on Lawrence. I'm not surprised. Yeah, what was he, minus 10,000 to be the first pick in the draft?
Where you could find it, those were the odds, yeah.
I know that was a question I saw that was being pulled around different radio shows. Would you have put $500,000 to win $500 on Lawrence to be the first pick in the draft?
What do you think? Got any value there?
No, absolutely not. Because you have a slim chance that you do have one of those, I don't even want to call it a sabotage, but that's basically what it is. And not the fun Beastie Boys version, but I just mean where somebody leaks some photos or some whatever controversial stuff about a guy. Next thing you know, we can't take him. He's undraftable. We got to do it for PR. So, probably no. But truth is, if you're that desperate for $500, you should probably consider quitting sports betting. But,
if you're that desperate for $500, there's a very good chance that you don't have $500,000.
That is definitely true.
So that's that's some of those plays, there are some odds that are playable that are astronomical, but that's not, no. Now, if you want to
what's the highest you would take for an odds on anything?
I mean, like a stone cold 100% lock.
California to vote Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, there was some of the stuff in the election.
I mean, that's what we were talking about when we did the election. I said New York Democrat, California. You could literally sell your house,
sure,
and just do it, and you can afford like 1 1/8 houses. You just make guaranteed money.
No chance.
Yeah, of course they're going to win every time.
Yeah, I would tend to do it more on real life stuff like that than I would on a sporting event.
I agree. I think for politics purposes, for election stuff, that's guaranteed.
Very, 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 very predictable. Yes.
Because when it comes to actual drafts, all it takes is one guy in the front office to think that he's the smartest guy in the room and do something dumb. If you throw in politics or anything with a huge sample size, then the odds of you winning are a lot higher because it takes a lot of people to think differently than you. It's like picking a non-singer to win on like America's Got Talent. You might as well just throw your money in the garbage. They're going to pick the person with the sob story who can sing.
Except
Way
for
it is.
except for the year with the ventriloquist, the puppet guy.
The puppet guy. Yeah, that is true.
The puppet guy won the $1 million. Got his own show in Vegas. I hear it's fantastic.
You always have the same things though. Usually, where it's just like, oh, you got the singer who's like 10 years old who has a great story, versus the dance group.
It's a Korean dance group. Haven't seen that before.
Versus the magician, and you know that the majority of the time the singer is going to win. It's just the way it is.
And there's a stand-up comic that'll make it through a couple, 3 rounds, but by the time you get to the 4th round or so, he's out of his good material.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I did actually hear the ventriloquist guy was pretty good. Actually, somebody in the comment section is telling me that there was a bet placed on FanDuel for $30,000 on Lawrence to go first to win $60. So my question there, A, that's some elite money laundering. Props to that guy who really didn't hide it well at all. Second of all, if you had just wagered $300,000 to win $60,
30,000.
Oh, sorry, 30,000 to win 60. My question for you is, what are you spending the 60 on? It's got to be something memorable, don't you think? You almost became a bridge jumper in the span of like 5 minutes.
This is the best $60 I ever won.
Yeah, you got to buy like a steak or something.
Hey, here's a piece of information that I didn't know. Kings of Leon are still alive.
Really?
Absolutely.
Didn't know that.
Hey, Scott, I didn't know. Did you know that the pre-show started at 8:00? I thought we were going to be hip deep in second round or second pick in the draft by now.
Oh, you actually thought that ESPN start times were accurate? They're wrong every time. You have to take whatever the start time is and push it back like 15 minutes.
I should have known better when I saw it was also on ABC.
Well, they got to milk it for all they can, man. The draft is a huge spectacle, which is really funny in hindsight because half the time, or at least not even half the time, all the time now with Twitter, you know who's going to be taken about 5 minutes before it's announced on television. So what's really the point? It's one of those situations where you have Woj in basketball and you have Schefter in the NFL. You just follow Twitter and you could actually find out the entire draft before they announce it on television, pick by pick. Every single time.
How does that happen?
What? How
does the team tweets it out before they turn in their cards?
Schefter tweets it out. It's like a team still has 8 minutes on the clock, and Schefter's like, "Oh, I'm receiving word here that this team is going to be going after Trey Lance," and then 3 minutes later, they take Trey Lance.
How does you think GMs just call Schefter? Is that what you're saying?
I'm telling you, if you actually follow the insiders for the NFL and the NBA and all these drafts, they will spoil the entire draft for you before it's announced on television, and that is a fact. That's not even
a fact? Is it a fact because you say it like that?
No, it's 100%. It's an objective fact. If you watch the NBA draft, you will know who's going to be taken 5 minutes before it's announced on television.
Why is there a lounger on stage, Scott? Why is there a lazy boy on stage?
Because it's comfortable.
Did somebody win a contest to get to come and sit on the stage for the NFL draft in a recliner?
See, when I see lazy boy, I immediately think of the basketball combo that they used in basketball. You ever saw that movie?
Oh, sure.
It's the lazy boy, the signature baseball.
Yeah.
The signature basketball. That's the only thing I ever think of when I think of the lazy boy. But I heard it's pretty comfortable. So you got to do what you got to do. But ESPN and some of these other stations really need to work on the start times. It is just bad. Oh, game starting at 7:30. You turn on at 7:40. And time for the national anthem. I'm sorry, what have we been doing for the last 10 minutes?
Looks like a lovely night in Cleveland.
I can't tell if that's sarcastic or not.
It is. It looks cold. People in the crowd do not look warm.
Hate to see it.
My God, there's a huge crowd there, Scott. I don't believe they are at all socially distanced.
I don't even know if that matters anymore because apparently everything's opening back up in about a month.
It's good to know it's over.
It's a good feeling, man.
Did you get your second? Did you get your second dose yet?
Shots. I'm getting my second one in like 2 weeks.
Okay, I couldn't remember where you were on your whole time frame.
I got the first one. There's not the second one yet.
Yep. There's that guy.
I love that guy. That guy's the best.
It's Bernie Kosar. Wow, I've gotten old, Scott.
Bernie Kosar's. I don't know if he's definitely not an all-time great or anything, but definitely one of the best quarterbacks Cleveland's ever had.
Yeah, I would agree with both of those statements.
Still think number one's probably Otto Graham. but just going through the entire history of the team.
Otto Graham, little known fact, named after the Model T Ford.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
It's not OTTO, it's AUTO, Otto Graham.
This is the fun facts that people were dying to hear.
That's a complete lie. Don't ever repeat that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sounded good.
So Tagliabue or Goodell or Tagliabue. Goodell is getting ready to open it up. We're showing love to Bernie Kosar. And
now, when you say open it up, that means officially announcing that the team who's going to take Trevor Lawrence. They're officially on the clock now.
Yes, I believe that's correct. Yes.
Fantastic. When was it supposed to start? 8 o'clock?
Yes.
21 minutes for them to start. I'm impressed.
Got a winner. What are they going to do here? Are they going to, and it's going to be annoying to a lot of people that are watching it on TV because we're going to be behind.
It's not a big deal. Whatever.
It is a big deal because we're going to be about 30 to 45 seconds behind.
Doesn't matter. The whole point is people are here for the speculation and the reaction. It's not like it really matters. You don't have to have the
people are here for the random crazy opinions.
You think people actually care about like the second after information? Like, can you believe that the Jaguars just took Trevor Lawrence? I'm shocked.
Somebody somewhere tonight, some dad is telling their son, Otto Graham was named after a car.
Mm-hmm. I also think of Otto from Airplane.
Autopilot, yeah.
Autopilot. That's still one of my all-time favorite movies.
It's a Jaguars fan that won her seat in the Barco Lounger.
Okay.
Don't really understand what's going on, but
so do they call security to throw her out after the Jaguars make the pick, or does she voluntarily get up on her own?
I believe that is correct. The NFL draft, it's now open, Scott. 22 minutes late. Thank you very much.
Great, fantastic.
And yet people are stunned when they can't complete an NFL game under 3 hours and 40 minutes.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really, really is. Looks pretty quiet in the Jacksonville Jaguars war room, by the way.
That's just funny.
Not a lot of furious activity.
Do you think half the people even bothered showing up? It's like, all right, work's done. See you guys in a week. See you guys tomorrow for a second.
Oh, is attendance at this thing mandatory, or is that kind of up to us? How does that work exactly?
Do I need my parents to sign a permission slip for me to get out of this? Oh, I can't come. I got that doctor's appointment thing that I can't. Sorry, man. Can't make it. We're still taking Lawrence, right? Like, it's not like it matters.
Yeah, you would think you'd have the night off because, you have to work tomorrow when they.
Unless the hypothetical theory that you might trade back into the first round, which I don't see happening, but Jacksonville does have a lot of picks.
Oh, Scott, I'm seeing a lot of graphics here.
Oh boy, ESPN loves their graphics.
It's not good. It's not good. All right, here we go. It's a moment of truth, buddy. His girlfriend's really close. It looks like he's going to kiss his girlfriend first.
Oh, that's the separate bet. I said the mom was going to be the move.
I don't think so. I think your mom's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I don't think they've officially taken him yet. They're just, man, this is wild speculation on ESPN's part now.
It's just awful procedure. That's what that is.
Jacksonville, 8:20. How hard would you laugh if they timed out?
How hard would I laugh?
Yeah.
All I know is that the ruling of timing out is that you can pick whenever, but if the other team beats you to it, then, it works out. If it would hypothetically happen and the Jets are like on the phone on standby, as soon as it hits 0, Lawrence, give me Lawrence. And it's like the Jets just swoop in. That would be an all-time joke.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, but that's still funny.
No, it's not going to happen, but my God, that would be funny.
By the way, I see some people in the comment section talking about the Yankees losing to the Orioles. I don't know if you want to start talking baseball during the draft or not, or save that for later. Jorge Lopez, right? Shout out to the Yankees offense.
How about that Jorge Lopez?
How about that Lopez?
I worried about him. I told you he had a good start last time.
Truth is that the Yankees were in a good spot to win. They had Torres hit the game-tying double. One of those awful feelings where it's a one-run game, your team's losing, 2 outs in the 9th. Guy on first, he's running with the pitch. Ground rule double. The guy from first is easily going to score, and you're going to lead, and you're going to end up winning the game. Has to bounce over the fence. Hate it when that happens.
Heartbreaker.
Yep, but nobody feels bad for the Yankees, so is what it is.
You're not getting a lot of love in the comment section about how people feel really bad, and
I still can't believe they traded Taubman. Taubman was one of the only players on the roster that I actually like. In his first game with the Giants, 3 hits. You know how many Yankees outfielders actually have 3 hits in a game this season? Not many.
I was going to say, did that equal the total number of players that have already had 3 hits for the Giants?
Definitely a good question. Definitely, it's possible. You know, it's one of those situations where the Yankees, I guess, are rolling on Clint Frazier, and I don't know why, because he's not very good. But
who's pitching for the Braves tonight?
Braves. Oh, that's right. It was undecided when I wrote the article.
Oh, okay. I'm like, who's puking up runs out there?
I'm not fully surprised the Cubs are winning. It's pretty tough to sweep teams, but who is pitching for the Braves tonight? Great question. It is Wilson, who is not good at all. Brees Wilson. Is it Bryce or Brees?
Bryce Wilson. Yeah, okay.
He spells it interestingly.
I'm sure. White Sox took care of business in that first one.
I like them on the run line.
Weather delay. God dang it. Weather delay in the second game. I liked.
Classic Chicago.
That's a shame. I love the under there, man.
Meanwhile, of course, my play that I was on the Dodgers team total over. They haven't scored in 3 innings against Lauer, so fun. 3 hits, no runs. Not a fun time, but we'll see. You know, it's still early. We'll see what happens. But
you got the over there.
I got the over 4.5. It was plus 105. I couldn't say no to that.
I've got the Dodgers run line, so I feel your pain.
Oh, that's fair. All right, I see a question on the NFL. I see Will. First of all, what do I think about a possible Aaron Rodgers trade, and do I think that it's actually going to happen or if it's going to work out? We talked about on the radio show. It's clearly just a way of lobbying for a new contract. If you look at Rodgers' current deal, he gets paid $25 million each for the next 2 years, which sounds like a lot of money. Then you remember what all the other quarterbacks are getting paid with either Watson, Wilson, Mahomes, all these guys. It's clearly just a ploy to get more money. And the way I see it, it sounds like every holdout I've ever heard of in my life. The only difference is it's Aaron Rodgers. So do I think he's going to get traded? No. I think it's solely just a bargaining chip to try to get a new contract from Green Bay, who have had an issue renegotiating his extension. You?
And what did I call it? I called Rodgers to the Broncos as an outside possibility.
We'll see about that.
No, that's
the only reason why Denver traded Teddy Bridgewater as a bargaining chip to get Aaron Rodgers. Right?
Well, maybe they didn't find out till the day. Everything's fluid, man.
Everything is fluid. But
if they pick, I got to tell you, Scott, if they pick up Aaron Rodgers along with Teddy Bridgewater, I don't like Drew Lock's chances to start at all.
I heard rumors that if they draft a quarterback in the first round, they're going to trade Drew Lock. Isn't that crazy? You have 2 quarterbacks, you're going to trade your third quarterback?
So, okay, in all seriousness, rate the possibility that Rodgers gets traded over the weekend.
Scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah.
1.
1?
He's not getting traded.
4.
I think there's no chance that Green Bay can trade Rodgers and the fan base doesn't riot.
They've got love on that roster.
Sure. Yeah, let's tell Green Bay, the faithfuls in Lambeau that it's okay. We have Jordan Love. You like Rodgers, it's fine. What's the point of making the NFC title game if we can't win it anyway? So let's just go for Jordan Love.
And look at this great outside linebacker we picked up with the extra draft picks. You don't think the people in Green Bay are going to love that?
No, I think that the Rodgers bargaining was for the contract and maybe to remind Green Bay, listen, last year you bothered me. Can we please take a wide receiver this time? I think Bateman's going to Green Bay. And they've been targeting him. He's already from the Midwest. Seems like a good fit. So I think Bateman's going to go to Green Bay. But at the end of the day, it's all about a new contract. And Rodgers, even though he hasn't won the NFC title game that many times, what's Rodgers worth? $40 million? $37 million?
At this point in his career, yeah, 35, 37.
That's what I'm saying. Give him an extension for like 2-3 years, help him, make some extra money and he'll stay. But I think it's solely based on contract.
By the way, we have a female that's with a microphone now on camera. I'm assuming that's who it was they were talking about. It looks
what color is the dress?
It looks black or really dark navy blue.
That is an upset.
It is an upset.
Darker navy blue is not the favorite. That was on Bet Online. I forgot what the actual prices were.
Why do we appear to be starting the clock over with Jacksonville? Oh, the pick is in, Scott.
Pick is in.
The pick is in. Let's see what it's going to be.
What was the clock at?
It had started over.
Oh, that's a bad beat.
I think the pick came in. They must be starting the Jets clock. I think the pick came in with about a minute and a half left.
I said it would be under two. I said it would be under 2.5 minutes. I was right.
Yeah, last time I looked up, it was 2:23.
Every team who's number one in the draft knows who they're taking, and they still take up 80 or something % of the clock every single time.
I don't understand that.
It's ridiculous, but that's what happens.
Oh, they're comparing Trevor Lawrence to Peyton Manning. That should go well.
Hopefully, he'll win some Super Bowls with Jacksonville, which almost sounds impossible. So,
well, there you go, Scott. So we're off to quite a start.
So the clock is 10 minutes now. It used to be 15. It's 10.
Yeah. Oh, it's been that way for a while.
No, I'm making sure it's still 10.
Yeah.
You can probably push it down to 7 and nobody would complain.
Really, couldn't you push it to 5?
Push it to anything you want. Of course, you'd have some initial resistance from some of the general managers and everything like that, but you also forget they've had 4 months or so, if not longer, to analyze these prospects. And you can say, well, what if this guy falls in the draft? And what if this happens? My argument is you had 4 months to prepare for this. So if something odd happens, you should have prepared for it. It's like a fantasy draft.
Just notice that the Jaguars logo looks like Chester Cheeto stepped on a.
You just noticed that it looks like the Cheetos guy?
Yeah.
I noticed that like 4 years ago.
It looks like Chester Cheetah.
I heard that it ain't easy being cheesy.
All right, here we go. Come on, $60. Come on, $60. It's going to be. Oh my God, it's Kyle Pitts. No, I'm kidding.
Amazing.
Let's see who he kisses.
Mom.
Oh, not a chance. Girlfriend is firmly planted. Standing up. Wait a minute. There it is. Oh, got a hug.
Pivot.
Got a hug. Yeah, a hug from the girlfriend first.
Oh, that was plus 120.
She was planted between mom and Trevor Lawrence.
She was ready to go. All I know is that the mom at plus 180 was a decent value.
Dead money.
Didn't get there.
Dead money when you saw that couch.
Dead money. You saw the couch, saw that she was ready, and you just knew at that point, might as well rip up my imaginary ticket.
Now, if you're Trevor Lawrence's girlfriend, what keeps you from putting all the money you can on at every site you find on that bed?
The fact that he's about to be a multimillionaire and that they're engaged. I don't think she needs the extra money once the wedding goes through.
All right, Scott, you're a Jets fan. How are they going to screw this up?
Knowing the Jets, they won't get the picking. No, but I think they're.
Oh my God, they've taken Sam Darnold again.
I can't believe it. No, they traded the second pick to Carolina for Darnold. Go full circle.
Classic Jets.
But in reality, it's going to be Wilson. You see the photo circulating on Wilson, how people think that he's 12 years old?
No.
There's a photo of him wearing a suit, completely clean shaven. Looks like he is, I don't know, an 8th grader, 9th grader or so. But he can throw. He can throw the ball.
His girlfriend's, is that his mom or his girlfriend?
Nobody knows.
I think it's his girlfriend. But man, I don't know, man. Girlfriend's got a few miles on her for a Mormon girlfriend, for a girlfriend of a clean, smiling young Mormon.
I'm going to assume it's the mom.
She's wearing a.
He's also like 18. He's also what, like 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she could be in her 40s. She could still be the mom.
She looks like she talks like this. I'll see you down at the club.
I can't tell if that's like a cigarette voice or you're going for something Simpsons related.
Yeah, it's more Selman Patty. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
All right, 5 minutes. Yeah, so they started the clock.
I also think it's something that's interesting. Maybe it's just me. Have you noticed that pretty much all of the draft picks that come out, I have no idea what any of them sound like? I have no idea what Zach Wilson's voice sounds like. No idea. Trevor Lawrence opens his mouth. Oh, so that's what he sounds like. I have no idea what anybody sounds like.
Other than their cadence, no, I don't either.
Yeah. Occasionally post-game interview, which you forget about in about 20 seconds after you hear it. But No, I don't know what any of the prospects sound like.
It sounded like he's 12.
Yep.
I see some Jets fans in attendance.
Always in attendance loyally until the misery happens.
You know, I told you earlier, Scott, that was always one of the joys of any person who lived outside of New York to watch the people show up at Madison Square Garden and boo at the Jets pick, no matter what it was. In fairness, they were usually right.
The signature move.
It was usually a terrible pick. Did you ever go to the draft at Radio City, or was it Radio City Music Hall? Yeah.
It was a Radio City Music Hall. I never went.
Never went?
No.
Did you not go? You're a Jets fan.
Well, the draft used to be on Saturday. Way back in the day. It used to be on Saturday.
Okay.
So for religious reasons, I couldn't go.
Oh, okay.
But when it came to them moving it midweek, they already started rotating it, moving it to Chicago, moving it to Tennessee. They moved it around a lot.
I forgot your faith requires you to back all terrible draft picks of the Jets. That's right.
Usually requires about a week of mourning after each draft pick.
God, so sad.
By the way, I'm looking at some NBA stuff, and I see that the Bucks are up 12 after 1. Giannis only played 1 minute in the first quarter. Did he get injured or something?
I don't have a report. I know Malcolm Brogdon's not coming back. That's not going to help the over.
Brogdon is always injured. He's a great player. He's always injured.
I don't see anything about.
I don't either, but I just see 1 minute.
Huh. Yeah.
So I'm looking it up right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tweaks something. Let me see if anything pops up. Giannis has an ankle injury.
There you go.
Fun. All right.
Well, you know what I like. You know what I like there.
You like a live bet on Houston? No, you don't.
I've got the under there, buddy.
Oh, I was gonna say I think the under should be in a better place right now.
That's my steamroller free play of the day.
That's a fun one. I wish
the Milwaukee Houston under 232.5.
Meanwhile, I got the Dodgers who just can't score to save their lives against a pretty underwhelming starting pitcher. But
I hate them so much.
Happens, man. It's not the end of the world, though. I still got some action on basketball, so we'll see how that works out. But
well, you're fine, and we're only through 4 innings too, so
devastated. So not a big deal. Dodgers scored 6 in the 8th yesterday?
What's that?
Dodgers scored 6 in the 8th against Cincinnati yesterday.
Yes, they did.
So it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. So this is troubling. Bucks still put up 64 in the first quarter against the Rockets without Giannis.
You mean both teams combined for the people at home?
Well, in the Bucks game, yes.
Yeah. I don't really know.
Middleton only had 5. Who the hell has points in that game?
Drew Holiday?
Sure.
Brook Lopez every now and then has a good 3-point shooting game.
Portis has 6.
Okay.
Lopez has 6. Holiday has 6. Middleton has 5.
I would consider taking a live prop on the Portis over. If Giannis doesn't come back, Portis probably going to play 30-something minutes?
I would think so, yeah.
And he can score. I don't think Portis is a great player, but offensively he's not that bad.
Okay. Pick is in for the Jets, buddy. You ready?
Do-do-do-do-do.
Here it comes.
Minus 5,000, Zach Wilson.
Goodell's coming out of a runway. It looks like the Monday Night Raw.
So
John Cena.
I know the John Cena song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Were you going to say something relevant?
You can't see me. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I got you. I was going to say, when it comes to the Jets with their draft picks, if they actually end up taking Wilson, which of course they will, they need a new storyline. Because unless the Raiders do something stupid, you're going to have to come up with a brand new storyline for this year. Media is going to be devastated. The Jets making a terrible pick has been a staple of the draft.
Well, sit tight. It may still be a terrible pick.
Jets have a second first-round pick to worry about later on.
Oh, they've got another chance to fuck this up? Really?
They do. Yes,
that's
they do.
Outstanding.
I forgot what pick it is. I know it's in the 20s.
In the 20s?
They got Seattle's pick. In the
terrific. Oh, I'm sure they'll fumble that. They'll butt fumble that, if you will, Scott.
That's it. I remember watching it live on Thanksgiving.
Zach Wilson swinging those low fives. You see that?
And just like that, I
Sprained
made
his wrist.
just
Sprained
like
his
that.
wrist.
No, but just like that, I made $1.
Nice. Oh, that's right. You had your big play on Bet Online.
BetOnline has this draft contest, but where you have to pick the top 10, and you have to answer some questions as well, and see how you do. But the rule is you have to spend at least $25 on actual draft wagers. So I had $50 to win $1 on Zach Wilson to go to the Jets. Just like that, I'm free rolling a contest. What a time to be alive.
Good call, buddy.
You're never in doubt. Never in doubt. Now,
Nice.
I'm just going to ask you, since we can talk about each actual quarterback in the spots that they might go, Zach Wilson of the Jets. Think the Jets might actually be decent? Watchable. Well, baby steps.
I want to see what he does with the defense
Okay, that's fair.
because
I think the framework's in place, though. I like what they've done so far.
Yeah, I think the offense is going to be a little bit behind still, but the defense may be able to. I don't know. What's a successful year for the Jets? 7-9?
Well, probably 7-10. I think 6-11.
Oh, 7-10. That's right.
I'd say
Oh,
usually 6-10 seems to be the projection for previous years. I'll say 7-10 is a successful year. You?
Okay.
I mean, you're assuming New England's going to be somewhat back to form. Somewhat. I still don't like Newton as a quarterback.
No, I'm not assuming that at all.
Okay.
Their window's closed.
But I'm saying better than the Jets' projections.
Yes, but I believe New England still will be third.
So you got that. Then you have Miami, who I think is going to take a step back, but it's mostly just because of me not liking Tua.
Oh, that's right. You have the unnatural hatred for Tua.
It's not unnatural. I just watch him play. I think he's a mediocre quarterback at best.
Oh, yeah, no.
But the point I'm trying to say is that even if the Jets do look better, they're still the worst team in the division.
Yes.
So the ceiling is pretty low.
Their defense could be very good, though. They had a good rush defense last year.
They need a pass rusher, but that's a good.
They do need a pass rusher. Another cornerback wouldn't hurt.
They signed Lawson from Cincinnati, which I think is a pretty good signing, but they still could use another guy.
Okay. Sure. Because you think about lockdown defenses, you think Bengals.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So now it's, my God, it's like the Osmond brothers there.
I told you on the radio show 3-1 Lance to go to the 49ers. Lance to go 49ers 3-1.
What is it? What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm pretty sure he just got drafted by San Francisco.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Are you reading Twitter?
I'm looking at ESPN.
ESPN got it up already?
It says that Lance is going to the 49ers.
Huh? Yeah, you're right.
Not surprised.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, buddy.
A couple people just took a bath on Mac Jones to be third pick, but I read that pretty well. Said that last Friday, 3-1.
Well, you liked it because of the value, too. I don't know that you totally believed in that pick.
I liked it because of the value, and Mac Jones reminds me of Jimmy Garoppolo. So I figured San Francisco would try to at least get something unique out of this rookie quarterback. I'm not saying Mac Jones is bad, but you can compare him stylistically to Garoppolo. They're pretty accurate, mostly throw medium intermittent routes, and, don't exactly possess the greatest arm in the world. Lance gives you something unique to actually, test out. So I think that's kind of the main reason why.
We'll see. I would have thought they would have went for a more pro-ready quarterback.
It depends how you define pro-ready.
Someone that's ready to play in the pros.
No, I know what it means. Thank you. But I'm saying nobody knows if Lance is ready to play in the pros or not.
Spoiler alert, he's not.
We'll
60, what is he? 17 games of SCS football?
So do you think they hold on to Garoppolo then?
Yes.
Because I know New England's been trying to negotiate a contract restructuring with Garoppolo to try to make that more doable.
Well, I just don't know how you have a team that's basically, ready to win now and ready to be a Super Bowl contender now, and you hand the keys to a kid that's never played a down even D1 ball.
I don't know. I think Lance is going to be okay. I'm not a big Lance guy, but I'm not surprised that San Francisco looked at Mac Jones and said, you know what? He kind of reminds me a lot of the quarterback we're trying to get rid of.
Yeah, I can see that. They do have a lot of characteristics that are very similar.
That's why I was looking at Lance at 3-1. So that was a nice payout for me. I know that if you ended up jumping on the Avalanche, you made a lot of money because Lance went from plus like 200 this morning to minus 190 or so. And yep, that was just easy. Now, this is where the fun starts because you got Atlanta on the clock, who's been rumored to potentially trade it, been rumored to potentially take Kyle Pitts. And I don't know. I don't think they're going to take a quarterback, but maybe a Justin Fields if they wanted to take the local kid. We both think Pitts here. I don't think they're going to trade it.
Mac Jones.
Really? Wow. Okay, you're thinking outside the box.
Yep. Taking a shot here.
Okay. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts because why not? I want to laugh at Atlanta for trying to rebuild while taking a tight end with a 4th pick in the draft.
And that certainly would there would be a lot of derision over taking a tight end in that spot, even a tight end as good as Pitts.
I'm a huge Pitts guy. It's just Atlanta needs so much help.
Are we really like 5 minutes behind here?
I don't know about 5 minutes.
Pretty damn close.
I still see Atlanta on the clock.
Yeah, the pick is in, but Goodell has not announced it yet on the TV.
I don't know. I'm just going through what I see. And Lance 49ers, I actually saw, kind of, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's definitely up on ESPN, no question about it. So we'll see what happens. There was apparently where there was smoke, there was a little fire.
It was. I'm pretty sure you said that already.
Well, it's still true.
True.
So you like Pitts here?
I do. Like is a strong word. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't like the pick at all, if that's what they end up doing. But Atlanta, are they typically a best player on the board type of team? I think they're more of a position of need usually.
Yeah.
I remember last year they took A.J. Terrell out of Clemson because they needed a corner, and it was a bit of a reach, and he wasn't very good, but they took a position of need and they went for it. So we'll see what happens. It wouldn't surprise me if they end up going with a quarterback just because they kind of need one to officially move on from the Matt Ryan era. But a part of me just thinks they're going to take best player and just move on.
It's got Trey Lance wearing a tuxedo, no shoes, and what appears to be like slip-on casual shoes. I mean, no socks and slip-on casual shoes.
Future Hall of Famer.
It's a good look, and then the camera pulled back. I'm like, ain't got no socks on. What the hell?
He's ready for California. Nobody wears socks in California.
318 career pass attempts. Scott, fewest by a first-round quarterback in the last 40 years.
I'm curious who the other one was.
Well, let's see. That would have been 1981.
I'm trying to think of an option team. If it was a quarterback, it would have to be an option system.
You would think so. Maybe I'm trying to think who would have been a first-round pick. Thinking like somebody from Nebraska, Oklahoma.
I was say it wasn't Frazier, of course. And they ran the option, but I got no idea.
That's very interesting.
I'd assume it was option related, unless the guy got injured, like pretty much every year that he played. But I don't know.
Well, we're gonna check that out. Yeah, the first quarterback in that draft taken was, Scott?
No idea.
Rich Campbell out of California.
Really?
By the Green Bay Packers, yeah.
There's a reason why I never heard of him.
Pick after that, Vic Hugh Green. Pick after that, Ronnie Lott.
One of those guys is not like the other.
Swing and a miss.
Ronnie Lott, what a player.
And Scott, that was the only quarterback taken in the first round.
If I could pick one defensive player who I would want to go to battle with, Ronnie Lott's on that short list.
Yeah, I would agree.
Destroyed his finger, so what did he do? He cut off his finger. That is dedication.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer. That's what he was.
So it had to be. That has to be who it is, Scott. If that was 40 years ago, if that's the draft, it had to be Rich Campbell out of California.
Wouldn't have guessed him ever.
It didn't translate very well into NFL success, Scott. He was 38 for 68, 386 yards, 3 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question.
Career.
Since we know some of the landing spots for some of the top quarterbacks, do you think any of these 3 win Offensive Rookie of the Year? And if that's the case, do you like any odds on anybody?
I like the odds on the guy that Atlanta just took.
I don't know who Atlanta just took.
Kyle Pitts.
They did take Pitts. Okay.
Yep.
Classic Atlanta. No imagination.
No. No outside the box.
No outside the box. No position of need. Let's take a tight end for a team that's probably going to win 5 games. Fantastic.
Well, so now let's talk about where guys start landing, Scott. Because obviously
my mock draft is still my mock top 10 predictor is still alive.
No one cares.
I know, but I'm saying I got the first 4 right, so I can try to predict where I think people are going to go.
Oh, you're the guy in the United States that got those first 4 picks right.
Only one. Maybe like a couple days ago I was, but then Lance and all the news happened, and I'm sure a lot of people have this. But this is where Cincinnati's up, where we had most of our conversation before. Do you think they're going Chase, or do you think they're going offensive lineman? I'm going Chase.
Yeah,
they
because
offensive line, but I think they're going to take Chase.
They appear to be doing stupid things. So yes, they should absolutely go offensive line, and I think they're probably going to go Chase. And Chase is an ironic name because that's what they're going to be doing to Joe Burrow the entire season.
Nice.
So then, where's the next quarterback go, Scott?
Well, you have to keep going down the board. Of course, looking at everyone else,
is Denver going to have their pick? Are they going to have their pick between Justin Fields and Mac Jones?
Well, based on my predictor, I have the Dolphins taking Waddle. It was Smith, but now all the news came out on Waddle, so I'm going to assume that they're going to take Waddle. After that, you have the Lions. I think the Lions will take Sewell. I think they're going to go offensive line. The Lions need help at every position imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that an offensive line's a decent place to start. So I think they're going to go Sewell. Then after that, you have Carolina, and that's where it gets dicey. Because Carolina could really go in a variety of directions. As of right now, I got Fields going to Carolina.
Yeah, you got 2 teams that traded for quarterbacks. Both of them could be taking a quarterback.
I got both of them taking quarterbacks.
You got both Denver and Carolina taking quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm sure one of them's probably going to be wrong, but I also want it to be a bit different. But I think that Justin Fields, wasn't he rumored to Carolina like a couple weeks ago, and Carolina seemed to like him a lot?
I couldn't keep up with all the rumors. Yeah,
that's fair. But Carolina, of course, needs a quarterback. As a Jets fan, I've seen Darnold, and I can tell you right now, you probably need an option, number 2. So I think that is a good place to start and maybe look for a franchise guy in the future if Darnold doesn't work out. So I think Fields might go there. And then I got Mac Jones going to Denver, but that's also just because I'm being different.
Okay.
Something about Mac Jones just screams Denver quarterback to me. I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he seems to be very similar to Drew Lock.
That's honestly fair.
It's like, we've already got this guy.
No.
This guy who's SEC.
No, you don't get it. This guy's younger.
He was really good in the SEC. Oh, was he? Did he throw 48 touchdown passes like Drew Lock? No. Okay. Oh, man.
You have any thoughts on the next couple picks? I'm going Chase to Cincinnati. I think we agree on that.
Yeah, I guess it makes so much sense to take an offensive lineman, but it's just that Cincinnati team, it just doesn't scream common sense.
Correct.
So yeah, I think Chase goes there. Does Miami go offensive lineman there?
I think they go Waddle.
I've got Sewell over 6.5. So
Okay. I mean, Miami's got a shot, but then again, you have to remember they also drafted the offensive lineman out of USC with the late first-round pick last year. So he didn't play much, but they could potentially move him into a more prominent role in the offensive line. I believe it's Austin Jackson, I think. What's his name? Is it Austin Jackson? Either way, they drafted an offensive lineman in the first round last year. So I think that they'll probably go wide receiver.
Kyle Pitts is wearing some sort of pants that look like Marine Corps dress uniform pants.
Is that a good look or a bad look for you?
Well, he's got like a tuxedo jacket and tie with a bow tie and ruffled shirt.
Okay.
And then dress pants that are blue with a yellow stripe down the outside. I honestly thought when he stood up, I thought it was somebody in the Marines. And then I noticed like the upper half was not a uniform. I don't know about that look, Scott. What do you think?
Not the look I would have chosen.
No, you get one shot at this, Kyle. Of course, Kyle Pitts sort of disappeared in the only game I really needed him, and that was that game against A&M, where Florida ended up puking away the lead there at the end on a fumble. Just brutal. Oh, they're comparing him to Travis Kelce, Scott.
Not surprised.
No pressure on these kids.
Not at all.
What are you, 20? You're 22, 21? Like, congratulations, you're now being compared to a future Hall of Fame tight end. Enjoy cracking the playbook.
I think Pitts is very good. I compared him to Vernon Davis. So I didn't have him being compared to Kelce, mostly because of the durability concerns. Pitts had injury issues in college a little bit, concussion, some leg issues as well. So I think that's a concern. He's still a very good player, don't get me wrong, very talented. But if you're looking at what do I think about his pro future, of course, the ceiling's very high. I just don't know if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I like him quite a bit. Health is the big concern there with Pitts. He's probably the best tight end I've seen in college in a long time.
Got to be up there. I'm trying to think of other really, really good college tight ends.
He was dominant.
I'm trying to think of really good tight ends in college over the last couple of years.
Well, I mean, you don't have a ton, Scott. I mean, because you look at the guys that are good. I mean, you look at the two guys from Iowa.
Hawkinson's been okay so far.
You can look at Fenton and Hawkinson.
Yeah, and they've been okay. I remember Eifert being really good at Notre Dame.
Yep, Eifert was very good. I thought he would be better. He had his moments, but
and stay healthy.
Scott, pick is in. Cincinnati Bengals. It is Ja'Marr Chase.
Of course it is. Have fun running for your life, Burrow.
Bengals gonna bingle. Think Joe Burrow is throwing shit at the TV about now?
No, because he's probably on a phone call with Ja'Marr Chase talking about how it's going to be fun, how they might room together again.
Good times.
Good times, but oh boy. I hope Burrow can stay healthy, but good chance he doesn't.
Fun fact about Kyle Pitts, Scott. Highest drafted tight end since 1960.
Ditka?
I don't know. I was gonna add. Do you know? Is that your guess?
My guess is Ditka because I know Ditka is top 5.
But you know for sure he came out in the 1960 draft.
Not at all.
It does seem rather.
He was the 5th pick in the 1961 draft.
Ooh, so close, Scott. Just missed it.
It was a hell of a guess by me, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm looking at the hell number. Okay, for starters, they only had 12 teams.
Okay.
It looks like Scott in the 1960 draft, they didn't take a quarterback. I mean, they didn't take a tight end. Maybe the AFL draft. Let's see that. Isn't it great you can check the stuff in real time?
By the way, according to Schefter, the 49ers did not tell their coaches or scouts the pick. They didn't know the team was selecting Trey Lance until the pick was announced. What's the point of paying all these people? You're not going to tell the scouts who you're picking?
They want to keep it. They want to keep it shut down, buddy.
Yeah, it was really shut down. The line went from plus 300 to minus 190 in the span of about 3 days.
Yeah.
Very nice job, keeping it under wraps.
So then all of that stuff, was it just luck that everybody, all the steam today behind Trey Lance got it right?
No, unless somebody leaked it.
But it didn't sound like very many people knew it.
That's what they want you to tell you, but I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. Somebody knows something. That's
how they get you.
When it comes with these line moves, somebody always knows something. I don't know who knows anything, but somebody knows something.
Well, Scott, for the life of me, I can't figure out who the tight end that was drafted in the first round in 1960 was.
I'm going to give myself credit and say Ditka because you can't find anybody else.
Sure.
Fifth pick in the draft, that's pretty close to me.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right. This is 21. You're right. Yeah, I think Ditka's going to be the answer.
Let's go.
I'm still stuck in 2020, Scott.
Iron Mike.
Pretty fair tight end.
Hall of Famer.
Pretty good steakhouse.
Mixed results as a coach, but does have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, Mike Ditka went 5th overall to the Chicago Bears.
That pick actually aged pretty well.
Yeah, it did. It was a pretty good draft, Scott.
It's an all-time great draft.
Bernie Casey, Billy Kilmer, Bob Lilly, Herb Adderley. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's Norm Snead. Yeah.
I still can't believe that Cincinnati's just going to let the star quarterback die again.
Yeah, I know.
I love Chase. Phenomenal receiver. I'll probably draft him in fantasy just because I'm a huge fan of his game. But that's going to be painful against those defensive linemen in that division.
Who's Miami taking, Scott?
I'm going to Waddle.
You going Waddle?
Yeah.
They can't resist, can they?
I like Smith more than Waddle, but Waddle's got more upside, whatever that means. He's got more upside than the guy who had the greatest wide receiver season in the history of college football, who got injured halfway through the year. Sure.
No.
I'm not saying Waddle's going to be bad. I just don't know how you can fully trust a guy who got injured in college and assume he's going to stay healthy. And Smith was unguardable for the entire year. For the most part, yeah. And once Waddle got injured, you can know that they could double team Smith, and Smith still killed everybody.
Yep.
So I prefer Smith over Waddle, but they're going to get distracted by the speed and by the potential special teams ability, even though Smith had a punt return touchdown as well. But whatever. That's my guess. I'm going Waddle. Okay. You?
I think that's good. I think that's right because they've got him and Tua have the history.
Yeah.
He's actually thrown to Waddle a few balls. I think they like the speed. Yeah. I'm with you. What should they take, Scott?
I think they should take Smith.
Do you think they should take a receiver here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to argue that they have enough tools for Tua.
What weapons do they have? You look at their tight ends. You have Gesicki, who I like. You have Devontae Parker, who's always injured.
Right.
He's good. What other receivers do they have?
Yeah, that's the problem is their best receiver is always injured.
Yep.
I do like Devontae Parker a lot. By the way, Giannis has not come back and played, and that game's going to be around 140 at halftime. I think my under is still screwed. Giannis, no Giannis.
Yep.
Forbes is going off, Scott.
Good shooter.
5 for 8 from 3-point land, 18 points.
The man can shoot.
Terrific. That's just fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right. So here we go, bud.
Really not many shocks so far.
Waddle it is.
No shocks at all so far in the draft.
Nope. Not really. Oh, what do we got Lions here?
I go Sewell. But it's the Lions. They can do something. They could go wide receiver. You did lose Galladay.
They could also go Surtain here as well.
They could go every position, and it's a position of need.
Yeah.
Besides quarterback, because they do have Jared Goff for another couple of years, who isn't good, but he's under contract for like 2 years.
I was going to say, you could argue that's still a position of need.
You can argue, but I'm saying you'll probably take a quarterback either next year or 2 years from now.
Yeah, agreed. They're not taking a quarterback this year unless it's a developmental late rounder or something. But
yeah,
I don't think they should waste any picks at all. As far as that goes, so
definitely an interesting start, but no surprises for me.
Let's see.
I think the Lions are the ones that are an underrated wild card because they've been rumored to trade down, which they should because they're awful, and they need every position.
I also have under 1.5 trades in the first 10 picks.
Okay, you're more than halfway through.
I'm liking my spot.
What number do you get Sewell at?
What I get Sewell at?
You said over 6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
You won.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you actually won that or not.
Yep. It's all gravy from here, buddy. I'm just checking my picks here for today. Timberwolves up 2. Okay. That's one of my premium picks. I had the Timberwolves plus the points.
A wild card. So the Pistons money line on the radio show, they're up 2. 8 minutes to go. Hanging around, Detroit. Hanging around.
The alligator blood.
Great movie.
How's our Kristaps Porzingis will not be back.
Damn it, Hingus Pingus.
It's over, buddy.
I'm assuming Doncic didn't play either today.
I don't think so.
Classic.
Let me see. Let me check the box here real quick. No, he did not play.
Fair enough.
He's out. Time's our Oklahoma City game kickoff. Okay, that's our big play. That's our bet the farm. If you guys you listen to our radio show, every day we do our best pick. We do a play we call bet the farm, and today it is the Pelicans and the Thunder. And Scott, truth be told, we've been a little chilly on bet the farm lately. So
it happens. We always pick between one or the other, and we pick the wrong one.
So far it's been the other.
We'll see what happens.
Wonder if Ole Miss ever gets tired of being in the highlight reels of all the SEC guys from Alabama that get picked.
Them in Arkansas.
Damn it, Arkansas.
And Vanderbilt. Pretty much the bottom half of the SEC. Actually, about 80% of the SEC doesn't play any defense.
Yeah, they've become the Big 12 all of a sudden.
I'm trying to think who actually plays defense. Bama and Georgia? Is that pretty much it? A&M a little bit?
A&M on occasion, yeah. They'll play a little defense.
LSU doesn't play any defense.
Not anymore. Not this season, they didn't. Pacers down by 8.
Yeah, it came back a little bit.
Yeah. Lions still on the clock, my friend.
They're thinking about it.
Who you got here?
I said Sewell.
You said Sewell?
Yeah. Would it bother me if they took somebody else? No, because they need help at every position imaginable. I just took a flyer. I figured the Lions, with the new head coach, I think they'll just go with the safer option and just take the guy who's more of a can't-miss guy, and that seems to be Sewell.
I'm going to go Smith.
Okay. It wouldn't bother me if they took Smith. They've got
to replace Galladay. They need somebody that can play 4 games a year.
That's what I'm saying. So it would make sense if they took Smith. I still don't really get why Waddle went before Smith, but whatever. I predicted it, but I don't agree with it.
I understand. No, there's putting on my GM hat. There's quite a few of these picks so far I don't agree with.
Is there anyone that bothers you the most out of any of them?
What's that?
Which one bothers you the most so
Jamar
far?
Chase going to the Bengals when your quarterback got blown up last year.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I want to say that he'd been sacked more than any other quarterback in the NFL before he got hurt.
That sounds about right.
And he's really mobile, so that's not good.
Well, he was very mobile. I know, but
I was going to say now he's going to be probably less mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, I have to admit, Scott, I'm still a little shell shocked watching Mahomes run for his life in the Super Bowl because that's a Chiefs offensive line that had been able to plug and play.
Was there a point in the Super Bowl where you weren't even worried about winning anymore? You were just hoping that Mahomes didn't get killed? Or were you just hoping for the comeback the entire time?
No, we were hoping for the comeback the entire time.
I'm sure, but I'm saying when you knew at some point midway through the fourth quarter, like, all right, the hope's dead. Maybe we should take Mahomes out. Did that ever cross your mind?
Nope.
No, not at all.
No, just because there's no way they would have done it.
I don't think they would have either. I'm asking if you thought that taking him out would have been a bad idea.
In retrospect, no, I think it would have been fine, but there's no way you're going to do that.
You got to give Chad Henne some Super Bowl experience, man.
Would have been nice to let him take a couple of snaps.
Yeah, he's been in the league for
but then we wouldn't have got to see that one of the most unbelievable throws in the history of the Super Bowl, Scott.
You mean the one that they dropped?
Yeah, the one that they dropped at the goal line. I'm telling you, if that would have been a relevant point of the game and Andy would have caught that ball, it goes down as an all-timer.
Of course. And I'm still going to remember. I'm still going to remember that.
As it is, it's just kind of a okay. Yeah, that was nice. Sewell is the pick, by the way, Scott.
7 for 7, chugging along.
Yeah, you're so in the box. I mean, the bad news is you're not going to win it by yourself.
I know this is the huge dicey part here because I have Fields, Jones, and then Surtain to close out my top 10. So I went really outside the box on these. But as long as my guys are still on the board, I got to feel decent about my chances.
Yeah, I mean you've got the first 7, like you said, and that's wasn't really. There was a couple of little minor roadblocks because you never know what these idiot teams are going to do. But you knew Cincinnati was going to be stupid, and they did. You knew the Lions had a new quarterback that they're going to need to protect, and they went that way. So, but now the rubber hits the road, my friend, because now we could have trades, we could have all kinds of shit going on.
Well, that's also why I ended up picking quarterbacks because I do think that one of these teams might trade down. So I also factored that into my prediction because you can't exactly predict the team doesn't matter, just the order of picks for my thing. So I just decided to go quarterbacks. Maybe Carolina takes Fields anyway. I think Denver could trade down.
I'm looking to see who needs a quarterback coming up, Scott. Eagles? Are they happy?
I don't think are they rebuilding? They don't know who their quarterback is. They announced it's going to be a competition between Hurts and Flacco. They said it was going to be a competition in camp.
Flacco?
Yeah, I thought Flacco went to Philly.
Joe Flacco's still in the league?
Surprisingly not awful with the Jets last year.
Okay. Huh. New England's eyes starting to get wide as saucers?
To potentially trade up and get Fields?
They don't have to.
What picks New England again?
15.
I think Fields is going to Carolina at 8. So, or I have Fields going 8. I don't know if it's going to be Carolina.
You really think Carolina you don't think Carolina's happy with Darnold, huh?
They don't have a backup. They just traded Bridgewater. I figured they wanted at least a tryout of some kind. What if you go into camp and you want
to spend the 8th pick in a draft on a backup quarterback?
It's not a backup, but the point is you can have a competition. You're going to go into camp with Darnold and nobody else?
No, you're going to sign a free agent. You're going to bring a journeyman into, you're going to bring in somebody you're going to bring in Joe Flacco to back him up or whatever.
I should have brought in Alex Smith.
What's that?
I think Alex Smith would have been a perfect fit for Carolina.
That would have been another good spot for him.
But I went unique. I went off the board or somewhat rare.
Well, it's what you got to do because you figured, I don't know, I would say 50% of the people, not that much, but 25% of the people got the first 7 right. So this is where you got to win it right.
It might be a bit high because I don't know if they would have had Detroit taking Sewell or not. Because Detroit could have used anybody. I think some people still thought that Waddle wasn't going to go to Miami. But 7 for 7 is nothing to scoff at. But once again, this is where it gets dicey. If the Broncos end up taking Mac Jones, I'm taking a victory lap. Because I think you'd agree that would be one of my bolder calls that paid off
That's a solid call.
if that ends up happening. But I mean, the FanDuel thing for the predictors got 25K up top, so I'm still on the hunt.
You are. No, it's going to come down to these 3 picks. No question about it. Anybody in the comments section? Anybody out there watching? You guys, any surprises so far? Anything that you've seen that you've liked? Any of these teams that you like them a lot more now that you've seen who they've picked? Let us know. Drop us a note. Drop us a note in the comment section. They're all standing up at the Lions. Oh, we haven't seen the Rams multi-million-dollar war room either.
Is McVay in it, or is he chilling at his own place?
Have you seen it?
I want to see more footage of Cliff Kingsbury hanging out in his house by the fireplace.
This one's nicer than that.
I'm sure it is.
It's in Malibu. It's very, very nice. Apparently, being an NFL coach pays pretty well. Kingsbury had a nice crib.
Wait until Kingsbury gets the buyout.
I know you hate Kingsbury with a
I don't despise him or anything, but I'm looking at his clock management late in games, and I have no idea how Arizona didn't make the playoffs last year. I know Murray got injured at the end, but you went on a Hail Mary against Buffalo, and then you lose like 5 of your last 6. Are you serious?
Yeah, I know.
Like, really? What was the awful loss? Saturday against the 49ers?
Yeah.
I don't know what Kingsbury's record is against the Rams and the 49ers. I know he's 0-4 against McVay. He might have beaten the 49ers once. Like, his record against the other teams in the division.
49ers twice the season they went to the Super Bowl.
Wait, what?
I think they beat the 49ers twice the year that the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. They beat them at least once, and if not twice.
Okay. But the point is that his record against the quality coaches of that division, I know they ended up splitting with Seattle last year on that thrilling Sunday night game. It's not
You're
good.
done, buddy.
I'm done?
You're done.
Where'd Carolina go?
Give me 3 guesses.
You're giving me 3 guesses?
Yep.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
Parsons.
Nope.
Oh boy, it's probably somebody off the board. Is it Surtain?
Right position.
Oh, they took Horn?
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. That was my first bold call, so the perfect dream is dead. No regrets, though. By the way, Nets Pacers ended up landing 243. It went over.
What do we have, a 242.5?
I think we had a 242.
242. Indiana Steam, buddy. For those of you that don't listen to our show in the afternoons, our radio show, well, number one, you should. It's you should always tune us in at 4 p.m. No, at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. WWPR 1490 out of Tampa. But we were talking about that today, and tell them, Scott.
Well, we have a radio show that we do every weekday. Give out some picks, talk about some storylines. It's an hour long, short, sweet. It's at 4 to 5 Eastern Time. So, if you want to get some last-minute thoughts on some games, some line movement, we got you covered.
I meant more about the pick because we always give a bet the farm play. We talked about that. We always give an alternative play. This was our alternative play.
No, but you always do the plugs. So I had to flip the switch on you a little bit.
You did a nice job. There could be more plugs in your future.
I'm looking forward to that, but I'll let you break it down because I just did the plugs.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've gotten a little cold here and missed on a few in a row in our bet the farm play. We've been letting people know what our second choice is because, as we told you, we've become really good at picking one of the 2 games. And today, our silver medal play was the Indiana over. And we were chasing. We've noticed some really, really accurate Indiana steam that comes in early to late afternoon, and we've been taking advantage of that. I believe we're 5-1 riding the steam, Scott.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The one time we missed is when we made it our bet the farm play.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at something involving my bet online pick for the draft predictor. First defensive player, I had Patrick Surtain. The perfect dream is dead.
Ugh.
I believe, 4 for 4 on those. Oh, let me see this. Quarterbacks in the top 5, 3. Kyle Pitts, Pitts under. All right, so I was like 3 for 3, 4 for 4. But all right, it is what it is.
Okay.
I might be alive though, because I don't know how many people actually took Horn in their FanDuel thingy. So we'll see.
So as I predicted, Scott, the Denver Broncos have their choice of quarterbacks.
I was also kind of begging Carolina to maybe trade the pick. But
Do you know which between the two of them, do you know which one's shittier between Mac Jones, blanked,
Justin Fields
and Justin Fields? You know which one's shittier?
It's really they're really polar opposites of each other because Jones is accurate from the pocket and he doesn't really throw the ball downfield that much. Meanwhile, Fields has a big arm, not very accurate, and he can run.
The correct answer, Scott, is we're about to find out.
Oh, okay.
It's whatever one Denver picks.
Usually not going to work out.
Without question, that will be the shittier quarterback between the two.
If they end up going Mac Jones, though, I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Mac Jones. And then you won't be able to tell them apart. You look at Drew Lock and Mac Jones, you're like, I thought these were the same guys.
He's just going to walk in and just go, yeah, Drew Lock, I'll take it from here.
That's what happens when you come from a real college program.
I actually like the Carolina pick of Horn. I actually really like Horn as a player.
He's a South Carolina guy.
Very good. Physical corner. Very good.
You rather have Horn than Surtain?
I think both of them are good.
Insanity.
We talked about it on the radio show. I think both of them are really good. But Carolina seems to be going for a very, very physical defense that'll punch you in the mouth and that is not afraid of contact. And Horn is a very good press corner who can also tackle.
Well, while Horn is punching people in the mouth, I prefer Surtain, who can actually cover them.
I think both of them are going to be pretty good in the pros. So I think that if you're looking at my thoughts on the corners, I had 1A, 1B. I think they were pretty close to each other.
So you've still got Mac Jones going to Denver. You don't want to change that?
No. Ride or die.
Ride or die, Mac Jones. All right.
Elway loves his mediocre quarterback prospects. What do you think Denver should do? I would probably go Surtain if I was Denver because you didn't really replace losing Chris Harris, and didn't they trade Boye over the offseason?
Yeah.
They don't have a corner. I think they should go Surtain. I don't know if they will.
Yeah, I would maybe consider another pass rusher here too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how many good pass rushers there are that are worthy of being a top 10 pick. Do you think Denver should go offense or defense?
Personally, I think they go defense here, but I don't know that they will.
I don't know how bad the offense is when they don't have Drew Lock behind center. Plus, you had Sutton, who missed pretty much the entire year last year, so they were a little bit shorthanded at the receiver position.
Yeah, that's true too. So you count on those guys to. Do you go Queedy Pie here?
They could. I don't think they will. I got to assume Elway's going offense because that's the only thing he knows.
Yeah.
I don't think Slater would be a bad pick here.
No, I don't think Slater. Slater would be a good pick. I think he's got a good future in the league. I do.
I think he's going to be good, and I think Sewell's going to be good. So.
Yeah, I would agree.
By the way, without Kyrie, KD at 42 and 10. That's 10 assists, by the way.
Nice.
16 of 24 from the floor.
Get her done.
Get her done. And I remember that was my official play on the joint show. I got the worst line imaginable. I got the Nets at -9 on the overnight. Closed at 4.5 because Kyrie wasn't playing. Win anyway. So, yeah, Indiana, not good. I said the Nets would score at least 130. They scored exactly 130. That's pretty close right there. But
you would have said they're not going to score over 130.
What?
You said they're not going to score 130?
No, I said that they were going to score at least 130.
Oh, okay.
And they scored exactly 130.
Good call.
Yep.
If only your eighth pick in the draft would have been as good.
By the way, the Nets have this guy on the bench who I really, really like, Alize Johnson.
Okay.
Underrated player. Came off the bench tonight against the Nets. For the Nets. Played 32 minutes, 20 points, and 21 rebounds.
21 rebounds in 32 minutes?
Off the bench. It's because the Pacers, I said, have a center who's 6'7". They don't have a center. But Alize Johnson, great rebounder. He's also 6'7". 20 and 21 off the bench. That's impressive.
For those of you that had Alize Johnson for a double-double, congratulations. Your ticket just cashed.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if one book offered that. By the way, it seems like
I'm sure they didn't.
It seems like the Pistons are going to fall short, but they are down 4 with about 52 seconds left. Tim Hardaway Jr., 42 points. What is happening? I mean, I know that without Porzingis and without Doncic, you have to rely on somebody, but Hardaway Jr. with 42 points? Okay, sure.
Scandalous. Scandalous, Scott.
I'm impressed.
Pick us in, Scott.
If it's Mac Jones, I'm going to laugh so hard.
It's not. It's Surtain.
Damn.
Yep.
It's a good pick.
Oh, I agree. That secondary hasn't been the same.
All right, and I had the Cowboys taking Surtain at 10. So, all right, my final 3 picks blew up for the predictor, but oh well,
nice run.
First 7, fun time.
Yeah, nice run. They pay a lot of spots?
I have no idea.
They pay 1,000 spots or so. I don't know how many people were in it. Do you know?
No idea. I'm assuming a lot because it was free to enter.
I was going to say you have 50,000 people in it, maybe.
I'm sure I lasted a lot longer than others. So
I'm sure, absolutely.
You flip around the quarterback, somebody's Mac Jones somewhere. Mac Jones doesn't even get picked. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people get a guaranteed loss there. I'm sure a lot of people had Jones going to the top 10 or Fields.
What was the no on only 3 quarterbacks in the top 10?
I have no idea. Good question.
That's substantial. Anybody out there making any money? Anybody hit some good props? We're starting to close in on some of those top 10 props.
Now, question for you. Who the hell do the Cowboys take? They needed a corner. Both of the corners are gone.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Apparently, they weren't as concerned about the cornerback situation as you were. They would have traded up a spot.
I think they should have, unless Denver and Carolina both really liked their guys.
Should have been able to sit that spot for a second.
Yeah. Cowboys, of course, have no corners to choose from. Sad times. By the way, Surtain to Denver was plus 800.
Surtain to Denver was plus 800.
Yep.
Very good. I hope some people hit that.
Mm-hmm. Not a great spot for the Cowboys, but then again, I don't know who they should take because they needed a corner, which clearly is not going to happen now. Duh. So
they need some linebacking help too, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. They still have Van Der Esch. They still have Smith. I wouldn't be bothered if they ended up going with. I'll tell you what. I would lose my damn mind if the Cowboys took Devontae Smith. I would lose my damn mind if they took Devontae Smith. I don't even know how I'd feel about it. I would just be laughing at that point. Jerry just sees the Heisman Trophy winner just sitting there. Listen, we have no defensive backs. We have 45 wide receivers. We need another one. Give me Jay. How would you react to that?
I'm going to go with Micah Parsons here, bud.
I think Parsons makes the most sense. If you want to go by position of need, you can talk about defensive linemen, which is an option there, but I still don't exactly think that any of the defensive linemen are worthy of being a top 10 pick. Knowing Jerry Jones, though, Devontae Smith, maybe. It sounds so stupid that Jerry Jones would do it,
It's crazy enough just to work, just might work.
You know what I mean, though? Like, it feels like Jerry Jones might actually be wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. Agreed. Dodgers offense, Scott. A little bit of trouble, buddy.
You can't score.
Can score. Trevor Bauer.
Eric Lauer.
Eric freaking Lauer, Scott.
Schefter reporting Dallas might trade out of the top of the 10th pick, which would make all the sense in the world because they don't have a cornerback available.
Who's targeted there? Smith? Who the team that wants to trade in that spot? Who do they want?
Maybe a quarterback. Could be New England.
One of those guys going to fall to New England?
Could be, unless they want one.
Giants got their quarterback. Cowboys got their quarterback. Chargers have their quarterback. Vikings have their quarterback.
Do the Vikings have their quarterback?
I think so. I mean,
based on the contract, they kind of have.
No, they don't. But
I know New Orleans said they wanted to go into the top 10.
They better hurry.
I don't actually buy the clock.
It is the Eagles, Scott. The Eagles.
Talking about the Eagles traded with the Cowboys?
Correct.
What is happening?
Correct. The Eagles, the Cowboys, Scott, traded out of the first round.
Wait, out of the first round?
Out of the first round, Scott.
They got next year's first rounder?
I don't know. I don't know what they got.
What is it? Really?
You're the one that's got the tweet machine. Figure it out. Figure it out, bud.
I just don't believe that they're not getting. No, they didn't trade out of the first round. They traded down one spot and picked up a third-round pick.
I don't show them on. Oh, they didn't take the Eagles out of the 12th spot. Never mind.
They traded down 2 picks and got a third round.
Yeah, I was just looking for the Cowboys logo, and right now they have 2 Eagles in there.
It's guaranteed to be Devontae Smith. It has to be. Right on Rieger.
Because the Giants would have loved to have Devontae Smith.
Well, they also got Golladay now, so they actually have a decent receiving core. But I don't know why the Cowboys would do that. I mean, I guess the logic is Smith is probably going to go to Philly anyway, because if you look at who else is in front of Philly, I don't think any of them really need a wide receiver. By the way, Detroit lost by 10. Completely fell apart. Hate to see it. That's a shame.
What do we have there?
We had nothing. I just said I thought Detroit had a shot to cover the plus 7.5.
Oh, well, they did have a shot.
Yeah, they were tied with like 5 minutes to go, and they lost by 10.
Yeah.
But that's a very, very interesting spot. I mean, I guess the logic for the Cowboys is, well, we know Philly's going to want to take Devontae Smith, and Smith's going to fall to 12 anyway. The Giants will probably take linebacker, maybe. I don't know. But Dallas picked up an extra third-round pick, sure, whatever. I think they could have gotten more. They couldn't have gotten more than a third-round pick attached to it.
That's all they got?
I said that, well, they got the 12th and the third-round pick, but they really couldn't get like a second with that?
Guess not.
I don't know. I mean, of course, if the Cowboys had a corner available, they would have drafted whoever was left with the 10th pick, but you got to do something else. Yeah, so the Cowboys got the 12th pick and the 84th pick for the 10th pick, which, whatever. The guy the Cowboys are going to try to get probably still going to be there at 12. So I never would have expected the Cowboys and Eagles to make a draft day trade. If there was a plus price on that, could have been 150 to 1. Never would have guessed that they would have traded with each other.
I like my under 1.5 trades for the first round.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're in the top 10. You already won your bet.
I think I'm good.
Well, you are good unless the Eagles then flip.
Unless the Eagles flip that pick, right?
But I think you're good. What was the juice on that? Like 160?
What's that?
What was the juice on that?
I got it at 140.
Okay.
And I was happy to get it at that price. I can't remember where I got it either.
Trying to
the
think.
online was higher.
Who can the Eagles take to butcher this pick? That's the real question. Who can they take to butcher the pick?
Who do they want?
You need a wide receiver, a corner, a linebacker, and a safety. If they take a quarterback to compete with Jalen Hurts, I'm going to die of laughter. It's going to be Devontae Smith. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world.
It does. That was a underwhelming and banged up Eagles receiving core last year.
Yeah, it's not their fault. They really thought Rieger was going to be better than Justin Jefferson. That was I laughed so hard when I saw that last year. Jefferson was, I don't want to say a can't miss prospect. I love Jefferson so much in college.
Yeah, I did too.
Like you just looked at him play and just said, this guy's going to make it at the next level to some capacity. Maybe not the numbers he put up his rookie year, but you figured he'd be a nice wide receiver too. And yet they're like, no, we like Rieger, who couldn't catch and got injured in college. Like, all right, sure. Have fun.
Enjoy.
But
Enjoy.
Devontae Smith is my guess here.
So
You-
all the receivers get to go home to their quarterbacks. Jamar Chase gets to go home to Burrow.
Well, I don't think Smith ever caught a pass from Hurts, but
What's that?
I don't think Smith ever caught a pass from Hurts, or if he did, I don't
No,
recall.
I'm talking about Waddle in Alabama, and going home to Miami with.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because Smith and Hurts both played at Bama.
No.
I thought that's the point you were trying to make.
No, they don't think they would not have crossed paths. No. Been what, 3 years apart?
They took Devontae Smith.
Yep, they did.
Made all the sense in the world. You
Yeah.
know, props to the Eagles. They actually made a good pick. That team's still going to be terrible, but at least they made a good pick.
So they were worried about Jerry doing Jerry things and taking Smith out from underneath him, huh?
No, because if they were worried about that, the Cowboys wouldn't have traded. I think they were worried about the Giants taking Smith.
Still got a receiver on the board.
I know the main three are gone. You still got Bateman as the fourth. This is really fascinating. I really didn't expect the Cowboys to trade down with the Eagles. But, Cowboys weren't going to take Smith anyway. I still think they could have got more than a third attached to it. But
Well, you still got Kadarius Toney. You've got Bateman.
I don't know. Either way, do you want to stay for the 11th pick and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we're just going to go into our regular picks. So
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on the draft as we're doing that.
Wait, what do you mean the regular picks?
We're just going to do our regular show.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do that at like our usual time.
No. You not listening as I promo this all day long?
I kind of figured that we were going to end this and then we were going to immediately do our show after. You want to attach it after a 2-hour live stream?
Yeah, we could.
I don't know if I agree with that move, Chief.
Okay.
Oh, well.
All right. That's we can certainly start it.
You have any thoughts on who the Giants are going to take here? I think they should take Slater because they need help at almost every offensive lineman position that they have. I think Slater makes a lot of sense.
I think they're looking at 2 wide receivers.
Well, there's no great wide receivers on the board. So they could, the way that I see it, you can either be going for Slater or you can take the linebacker out of Notre Dame in Jeremiah, I don't know.
Say it.
Owusu Karamoa.
Sure. Why not?
I think that he's an option there too, but I think Slater makes a lot of sense, especially since Daniel Jones can't stay healthy. At least that's what I'm looking at.
I think it's wide receiver. I think it's Toney or Bateman.
Toney, I don't think has a shot. I think Bateman, if you want to go for a long shot, maybe. But Toney, no. Toney might not go in the first round.
I'm just saying.
Take a quarterback for the jokes. Do it for the jokes.
They want a wide receiver here.
I think the receivers that you'd take with the 11th pick are gone by now. They
Islanders-
might have taken Smith if he was available, but now that he's gone, I don't think they're going to do that.
I think Bateman's a good option. We're going to find out shortly.
My call is Slater. I think Parsons makes sense too.
Giants traded, buddy.
Fun. Oh
How
my
about-
God, the Bears are taking a quarterback. It's got to be Mac Jones, right?
You know it does.
You have Dalton. You got rid of Trubisky. You got to draft a younger version of the two of them. You got to do it.
Now, there's another team if you want to find out which is the shitty quarterback, find out who the Bears take.
I really want to know what the Giants got for that pick. There's no way that you can tell me the Cowboys couldn't have gotten something bigger from the Bears.
They moved up 9 spots.
No, but in general, you're trading down. You know the Bears are desperate for a quarterback.
It's all about how many spots, Scott.
No, but I'm saying it depends if there's a second first-round pick attached to it. 'Cause if there is, they should have traded with Chicago.
A second first-round pick. What are you talking about?
if the Bears gave up 2 first-rounders to move up to 11.
I don't know. They didn't give up.
I doubt it. I think there's probably a second-rounder attached to it.
I mean, you can't. Okay, you're really giving up 1 first-round pick. They're trading spots in the first round.
Correct, but I'm saying I'm kind of curious if there's going to be another second rounder or whatever attached to it. But is it going to be Fields or is it going to be Mac Jones?
It's going to be Fields. It's going to be Fields. They're going away from the plodding white guy.
Are they?
Yes. Yes.
I'll believe it when I see it, man.
They've seen enough, Scott.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Justin Fields, welcome to Chicago.
Chicago is the staple of the very underwhelming white quarterback.
Oh, it's where they go to die.
Yep.
Oh, you were good once? Well, you should go to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Like going to pitch for the Yankees.
Ouch. That Cole's been good.
You know what? We'll stay on the air through your Cowboys pick.
Okay, that works.
Because I want to have everybody capture your see your reaction.
That works for me too.
And then we'll go. And I know as a Jets fan, you're used to booing the draft.
You know, I got to be consistent to some degree. I'll tell you what, though. Cowboys can go offensive line here.
I like the Cowboys going offensive line.
Their offensive line, Tyron Smith's been injured like every year.
Mm-hmm.
You Slater fall into your lap like that? Not that bad. I mean, we both think Slater's going to be good.
Yes.
So
I still like Sewell better.
Of course, I like Sewell better too, but I don't think anyone thought the Cowboys might get him at 12.
So the funny thing is how sitting out a year made really no difference.
It made no difference at all.
No.
You can argue about Rousseau with Miami, but maybe his character stuff would have caused him to fall anyway. But I don't know. Thing about the Cowboys, though, truth is they can really go in a variety of directions. You can take Owusu from Notre Dame, take Parsons from Penn State. You can hypothetically go Pay from Michigan, but I don't think that's going to happen. Slater at the offensive tackle spot. Everybody except Caleb Farley, I think, is a good pick.
What do you have against Caleb Farley?
Farley's okay, but I don't think he's worthy of being in the 12th pick in the draft.
Okay.
But that's just my personal opinion. Oh, they can even take Jalen Phillips, defensive end out of Miami. Like, they can go in a variety of directions.
Every time I look at the score, the Dodgers are just leaving the field.
Maybe you should stop checking. Maybe you should stop checking them.
You know, are you superstitious that way?
Truth is sometimes, but I bet the Dodgers are my pick solely because they're against Lauer. So once Lauer went out of the game, I kind of lost interest, you know?
I got to tell you, Scott, my under 232 is in a world of trouble. It's 190 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Could be worse. They could
Not
be
really, no.
They could be at 240.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Fair enough. My God, that is spoken like either a true optimist or not the guy who made that pick.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden I've gone cold on my plays of the day.
Dodgers really couldn't get a run off of Eric Lauer. Really? Okay. All right.
Now you get to see the good. Now you get to see the good part of the Milwaukee pen.
Well, worst case is I chopped my plays because I did win with the Nets, so it wasn't the end of the world. But Durant with 42 and 10, nice,
unbelievable. If you'd have told me that Giannis was going to play a minute, say, well, how do you feel about your under? I said, you know what, I feel pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. And until you didn't.
Justin Fields, suck it, Scott.
That's official.
It's official.
Okay, Bears made a move.
Told you. Justin Fields. Man. I thought he was better than that.
By the way, for the record, I'm pretty sure I am right. The Bears gave up next year's first-round pick, too.
They gave a first round to move up to the
You're telling me the Cowboys couldn't have done that? You couldn't have got an extra first-round pick?
No, to move 2 spots?
No, you trade with the Bears, not the Eagles.
Oh.
You could have got an extra first.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
You really
now they get to make a pick
for a third-round pick. You got to be kidding me.
Was somebody willing to trade the store to the Cowboys here for Mac Jones, buddy?
I don't know who it would be. You're looking at the rest of the board. We already talked about New England, but you got Minnesota, Los Angeles. They don't need quarterbacks.
Can I interest you in a Washington football team?
The Cowboys could trade down again, but I have no idea why the Cowboys couldn't get 2 first-rounders just to move up. I mean, just to move back, including a pick swap, of course.
Apparently the Bears didn't call them.
It's ridiculous. It's a good move by the Giants.
Maybe the Cowboys asked for too much.
I don't know if they asked for too much and settle for a 3rd-round pick, just move down 2 spots. But whatever.
Trey Lance breaks into tears after being selected number 3. Damn, I wish we had Trey Lance to cry.
Justin Fields to go to Chicago, 14-1.
That's a good hit.
Good hit.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that. I think wrapping it up on the Cowboys pick will be perfect. I think that is absolutely apropos here this evening.
I still am just in shock that the Cowboys made a trade with the Eagles. That's the most shocking thing of the night. Do you think Fields works out? I think he's a disaster.
He could be the best Ohio State quarterback in the last 30 years to play professional football.
You can throw 3 touchdown passes, and that's the case.
I haven't really answered your question with that answer.
I'm trying to think
it'll be all right. You know, I always am worried about guys that come out early at the quarterback position. But
great athlete.
Yeah, no question about it. He certainly has the tools. With Nagy up there, you know, Nagy's a decent quarterback coach. I mean, you wouldn't know it by watching his quarterbacks, you know, lately. But he did a pretty nice job with a young fellow named Alex Smith.
Do you mean quarterback lately? Because he's had 1 guy. Well, 1.5, because Foles got injured, and that was a disaster.
Well, you know, I'm surprised he wasn't able to do more.
That's fair.
With Trubisky. You know, if Chase Daniel would have just had a few more starts, he'd be the man.
I'm sure they're telling themselves that.
Who's it going to be, Scott?
For the Cowboys?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I think it's going to be Parsons. But if it's Slater, I'm not going to complain. They might trade back again. Who knows?
Defense here?
They should. Their defense stinks.
Defense isn't sexy, though.
It's not sexy, but that offense is already pretty good.
It is. Yeah,
that's why the offensive line makes sense. If you want to keep Dak healthy, you might want to consider taking Slater.
Yeah, losing it or winning that game in overtime against Atlanta, they didn't end up in overtime because of their terrible offense.
No, it's because of their tremendous kicker who had one of the greatest onside kicks I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
But, oh boy.
Do we need to change the onside kick rule back, by the way?
They're trying to change it around. They're trying to make it – I know that they were trying to table it when it came to the owner meetings over the last couple of weeks. I don't even know what you do because you view it from a perspective of health and safety. I'm a huge fan of the XFL's 4th and 15 rule.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. 4th and 15 from the 20, right?
I love that. I think that's fantastic stuff. Of course, in the NFL, it's a little trickier with the pass interference nonsense and whatever. But huge fan. You?
Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see some kind of change to the ridiculous overtime system in the NFL. That's stupid.
Can we get both teams to get a guaranteed possession even if there's a touchdown? Can we get rid of ties, first of all? Can we toss the ties in the garbage?
Yeah, a game should never. Why are we cutting it to 10 minutes in the overtime quarter?
Yeah, it's like, no, we got to fix the overtime. Let's cut the minutes by a third, and everyone's going to be happy. I'm sorry, what? No, that's why you've had ties the last couple of years.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
You're going to play for about 3.5 hours and kill each other, and then you're going to shake hands, and you're both going to have a tie. Like it should be abolished.
Look, sudden death. Everybody gets the ball. Everybody gets the ball one time.
Yep.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go down and score a touchdown, the other team gets the ball back. They get a chance to score a touchdown. If they can't do it, game's over. If they can, you go to sudden death. That just seems fair to me.
Question for you about the draft. Is the biggest loser tonight Andy Dalton?
Certainly on the list, yeah.
He's on the list until you look at the contract.
What did he sign for?
What did he sign for? Like $10 million, I think. Like 1 year, 10.
Where'd he go?
Went to Chicago.
Chicago, right? Yeah.
Trade up for quarterback. So
He had to know he's a placeholder.
I was going to say they might look at Fields and say he might not be ready to start initially, so they brought in Dalton just to.
Well, and see these guys don't have as stringent a camp as they used to have. Also, they can't run the physical 2-a-days, and it's not as long.
I forgot what the actual rules are for trade.
I'm on fire late, Scott. It's Micah Parsons.
I said it should be Parsons.
That's what I said. I said that's who it was going to be.
Okay. I mean, I still can't believe they couldn't have. I mean, I guess that was the logic why they didn't trade down that much, because they really liked Parsons and they thought they can get him 2 picks later. But
in the Bet Online contest, 11 through 20, I'd be ruling right now.
Is there an 11 through? I'm sorry, I don't see an 11 through 20 contest. I'm sorry, that is not on the board.
All right, guys.
Before we wrap up, quick question.
Yes.
Is New England guaranteed to take Mac Jones?
If he's guaranteed to take Mac Jones, you've got the
if he's
Chargers.
on the board, are they guaranteed to take Mac Jones?
You got the Chargers, Vikings, and then the Patriots. Yes.
I think the Vikings are a sleeper choice, but I do think that it depends if you think the Garoppolo rumors are real.
Whether I think what?
The Garoppolo rumors are real, because if New England's going to get Garoppolo, they're not taking Mac Jones.
I don't think New England is going to get Garoppolo.
Either way.
We'll know in about 30 minutes.
Yep. All right.
All right. Well, hey, guys, hope you've had a little fun doing this with us. As always, we appreciate you stopping by. And don't forget to give us the like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And it was just something we wanted to try here, have a little fun. In all honesty, I hope you like hearing us talk, because it's not exactly an action-packed time with 10 minutes between picks. And it's kind of the reason we're not doing the whole draft, because if you do the math, 30 picks or 32 picks, 10 minutes per, that's 5 hours of fun right there, buddy. And I don't think anybody wants to. I don't want to listen to you for 5 hours. I know you don't want to listen to me for 5 hours.
I mute you half the time you talk.
I understand. I totally get that. That's legitimate. So as always, we appreciate you guys watching. Hang around. We're going to be doing our pick show here pretty quick instead of right now, which is what I wanted to do. But I get it. Scott needs a little time to regroup. Gotta go drop the kids.
I gotta regroup mentally. Gotta readjust my hair and makeup. Same as
go drop the kids off at the pool. It's all good. So you guys, appreciate you watching. Stick around and check us out. If you're brand new to us, if you haven't watched before, make sure you check out Scott and I doing our daily show today in sports betting, as well as my individual play of the day and Scott's individual play of the day. Check those out as well. Appreciate you watching. You guys take care. Have a great time. Enjoy the rest of the draft, everybody. Hey, we'll be back to do it again next year. Hang out. Come see us on our videos here. As always, check us out on the radio every day, 4 o'clock, 1490 out of Tampa, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. You can get it on your computer if you don't have to be in Tampa. All right, that's it for plugs. I'm out of here. You guys take care.